What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Algorythm show on Data Transmission Radio, and you're locked in with me, Mr. Bruno Jones, and we have got a bad boy in the place. Someone who's doing a lot of bits in the background. He's moving like Batman out here, just getting shit done, you know what I mean? Like, literally, this guy is, he started something special, which I'm going to let him unpack later on. But he started something special in Melbourne here, and I met him in a studio in Melbourne, randomly, and then I met him again randomly at Thai boxing.
Man.
Yeah. And then from there I was like, yo, on lockdown, do you want to go play basketball? Yeah, we're both going insane. And without further ado, we've got Antones in the studio.
Cheers, brother.
That's all right. Thanks for coming down, bro. Thank you.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
We've been trying to organise this for a minute, innit?
Yeah, man, a long time. But yeah, the main point of that basketball meetup was you to teach me how to jab.
You
were just jabbing the face on me every Friday night. I was like, bro, how do I get inside you, dude?
It's the legs on this guy. He's just kicking me. I'm like, there's only so much kicks you can take before you're like, all right, you got to do something. No, it's good fun. Are you still kickboxing?
Boxing now.
Yeah, boxing. Yeah. I tried today, and I was like, oh, it's been a few weeks, isn't it?
Different kind of gravy. Yeah, my legs got chopped far too much, man.
Because you're tall as well, people know it's your main weapon, so they go for it.
That's all they went for, and it was done.
But bro, for the people, who are you? Who's Antones? So let people know. I know who you are, but in your own words, who are you?
So Antones, at the moment running with soul sessions with the crew down at Northern Soul Chip Shop. That's the team stuff that's been going on at the moment. So getting you down next week, man. Trying to create a community like you're doing down here. Get the boys down. Get some content for everyone.
Woo woo.
Man. We're pushing that, bro. Pushing that. It's been good. It's been good, man. Meeting some cool people. Linking up with some G's. Getting some amazing artists down. Getting you down. So doing that a lot with the team. Working on my producing at the moment. So looking to get a few releases at the start of this year, which is looking good.
Yeah, can I just say, when we were doing that basketball back in lockdown, he was doing producing then. So listen, I've not heard anything coming from this guy, but I know it's going to be special. I'll tell you that, because hard work and production, they go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Like you said, I've just been Batman sitting in my studio with that cape on, like trying to learn how to write chord progressions with no instrument experience as a kid. Got
the mask on and everything.
More like a Robin, bro.
So you're originally from New Zealand, yeah?
Yeah.
Which I found I was like, this is the most beautiful place I've ever been to. And from that, and now I live here, whenever I meet a Kiwi, I'm like, you know what it's like.
We had that rough D&B growing up, like in the dirty clubs.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, D&B in New Zealand is like a national anthem kind of vibe. It's everywhere and it's well supported. The community, it goes hand in hand, because New Zealand, there's great community culture, and D&B scene is great community culture. So it kind of works really well there. And I think that's what helps it to sort of stay relevant.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you haven't fallen into that trap of Kiwi D&B, have you?
Right. No, I grew up with it. Loved it. Like, it's honestly, like, when you say it's a culture, man, it's the culture, and that's it, man. Like, all New Year's events, it's all D&B. Netsky's headlining every year. He just loves it. So it's all just that kind of vibe. When I got into DJing coming over here, it was all house, deep houses when I was starting to really hear, because we didn't have all that early deep house sound like that you did in the UK with Maya Jane Coles and Jamie Jones and all that.
Yeah.
So that was all new to me. Started getting into that and some funky house, and that's when I started mixing. So that was always what it was. But I love it though. I still listen to it when I'm in the gym.
Yeah, I keep sending mixes over. You could probably get your part on I'm going to set up an actual, so I don't spam everyone. I'm actually going to send up an actual email process, or I've set up a community group, which I'll sort out with you later, for Algorythm DJs and artists and producers and stuff. Just so it's like a networking thing. But I think I'm going to start sending mixes on there rather than just spamming people. We're like, listen to this, da.
Oh, bro, I always listen, man. I always snap a few tunes off you.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny because you know the real music lovers, and unfortunately, in the world we live in, you kind of have to get that personal with it. I have to be like, bro, here, listen to this. And like, if you get a chance, let me know what you think. If not, if you take one tune from this, I've done my job. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it needs to be done, but it's just about doing it in a smart way. You know what I mean? So where it's not so much spam and it's more, it's like an arrow. It's actually a precise arrow because it's meant for you. You know what I'm saying? But like, instead of it being like 100 arrows or coming across like 100 arrows that go up, and it's like, someone grab one.
I feel like more than you think will listen to it. Do you know what I mean? Because like when I go to the gym, when I'm driving home from work or whatever, like I'm looking for a podcast or I'm looking for a set to listen to. So like it just clicks at the right time, and if you send it, I'm in the gym, I have a listen to it. So
that's true.
More people will listen to it than you think. They might not hit you up back, but they've appreciated the mix.
That's a good point, because I do that as well. I'm like, that was sick, and then but anyway, I digress. So you touched on a little bit as well on the Who Are You? Yeah, you touched a little bit on soul sessions there. So for those that don't know, I don't want to tell people what it is. I feel like you should do the honors with something that is so great. It's actually such a great concept, such a great idea, and I get immediate community vibes, but I don't want to spoil it. You tell the people what it is.
So you're right, man. So it's the four of us there: Phil, Joe, and Leo, and Jess as well, Joe's partner. Mate, we've just always loved music ever since we met you in that studio that time. Like we've been running events, and we sat down and just started recording random mixes in there, just to have some fun and have a couple of drinks in there to like celebrate them setting up their new chip shop and that. And then just one thing led to another, and a couple of mates were asking to do a set, and we had the GoPro, we recorded it, and got Salado in there like one time.
Sick.
Yeah, he was here, and like, so one of our mates, Tom's, his sister's boyfriend is one of the guys in Salado. So they were down, and we just stood there, and we're just like, oh, we need to start doing this, start recording some sets, and it really sort of fell into place. And when people kept asking us, we were just like, right, we need to figure out what we want to do and why we're doing it and that. And we stopped running events, but we saw this as an opportunity then to immerse yourself in the network and get involved again without running an event. And we just got so much satisfaction out of just helping artists around Melbourne that were buzzing to do a set, and they're buzzing to get some good content, buzzing to get a set up on YouTube so that they can send it on their link tree when they're trying to send out promo packs for gigs, and just getting such a good response. You just get so much satisfaction from helping the network, and I'm meeting people and I'm learning off them, mixing and producing, and how they go about running their brand and what they're doing, which it's really interesting, and everyone's doing something different. Like everyone's doing something different and in a different way, even though it might look the same sometimes.
No, not at all. I don't think so. I think you've got something. It's in a chip shop. It gives me eats everything vibes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in Bristol, in Melbourne. You know what I'm saying? You guys you've smashed it. You smacked it. The moment every time I see a video, I'm like, ooh, have a little flick through, see what I want. You know what I mean? Like you've got that special thing. They say it takes 3 seconds to grab people nowadays. You've got those 3 seconds. You've grabbed. You know what I mean? It fucking works. Like it's brilliant. But I think I got goosebumps because it's like it's good to see someone who, from when obviously I first met you and stuff like that, is like genuine geezer who's in it for the right reasons, and to see it so organically work and the crew of you to how it works, and it just feels like it looks, it's just got that right energy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to come in and just do what I do, as I've only got myself to bounce off. So I'm jealous that you guys have got your squad of like, oh, well, how do we do this? Da-da-da-da-da. Whereas I'm like, sometimes that's the hardest part, when you got no one to bounce off. Am I making the right move here? Am I not? Does this look right? Does it not?
It's so true, man. Like honestly, there's days where one of the boys is like flat out in work, someone's stressed, someone's this, but like credit to you, man, like doing it yourself. I'm sure there's days where like managing this, organizing this, booking this, performing this, It's hard work, man. There's definitely always days, no matter what it is, whether it's this or work or whatever, you're always, you know, there's days where you have to battle. And you're right, bro. Like, there's always one of us that's having a hard time. We have to pick up the slack, and it's a game changer, yeah. But
it shows just people. You need to see this, and you'll see what I'm saying. You'll just see, you'll pick up what I'm putting down. Like, it's just it's refreshing. You know what I mean? You know when you need something, because there is a lot of people doing stuff out here. There's people doing podcasts, there's people doing this, there's people doing that. And it kind of sometimes puts you off when you see things like that happening. But with your thing, I don't see anyone doing it. You might see an event in a chip shop, or you might see a thing, and it's also, how did you do it? It's always that question, which is the mystery around it's great.
Bro, I tell you what, it takes the goosebumps, bro.
Yeah.
It takes the goosebumps of, like, being happy and other people succeeding, and being happy and helping other people, which is why you and Algorythm and what you're doing at the moment is going to go so far. But that's the only thing that, if people just do it for their own benefit, or people just do it for the sake of putting up a reel on Instagram, it's never going to last, you know. But it takes that love and that, you know, that love of helping people and seeing other people succeed, and that's where it comes from. Like, heart.
It's funny as well, because you do the hard slog. No one sees that hard bit. No one sees the hard slog where you're doing, like, the slow upgrades, the slow getting there, like building the confidence, building the brand. Okay, this works. This is costing too much money. That shouldn't cost any money. All these little things that happen behind the scenes that actually help you get to what people see as like, wow, that's amazing. You're like, that's only like 5% of the vision. You know what I mean? That's like, we're getting there. Yeah. Thank you so much for, like, thanks for your kind words, bro. But it's like, I'm not speaking for you, but I can imagine it's a similar thing for you. People are like, wow, this is awesome. And I'm like, just you wait until it gets to, like, when there's a sign up here, when there's all these things, when I've got the right microphone stand, you know what I mean? When I've got the sickest mics where it's crystal clear, we're sitting in comfy chairs, you know what I'm saying? All of these things, like, I think that's part of the joy of it, is the work and the results. And when it is tough and you push through and you look back at that recording, or you look back at that thing when you didn't want to be there and that, and you're like, yo, it was actually quite sick.
Those times all the time, bro. It just comes back in full circle. But sometimes when you're beating yourself down, and then it just comes back, and you just get some bloke that comes down, rips the sixth set, and you're having a chat, and he's buzzing, he's so happy, and you're just like, oh man, that's what it's about. Like,
no, that's so sick. Is there any exclusive special guests that maybe showing up, or is it a complete secret? We have to wait
for next week.
No, I just mean in general.
We got this bloke, Mr. Bruno, Mr. Bruno Jones. I don't know if you heard of him. He's big in Australia and the UK now.
So I'll let you into a little secret. I normally don't say anything about my sets. I usually like to just it's a very private process. But I've already thought with this one, I'm just going to start. I'm going to go in from the top. I've already kind of got a structure in my head, and I'm like, yeah. So I'll let you in from the get-go. I'm going to start the mixology from probably the first, from the drop. That's going to be an hour of power. I'm telling you, like.
I know it is, man. That's why you're coming down, bro. But I know what you're like, bro. You're just like sitting there, like chess pieces moving them one by one, getting it done.
Oof, bro, like I reckon there's one genre that I haven't played yet out. I haven't even played it on radio yet. And I'm known for it back home. So when you offered me the sunset sessions, I thought to myself, I've got to do it. I've got to take it there, bro. It's energy, it's live, it's tribal, it's fast as well. Like, it will get there, but it's everything that I love about that tribal sort of sound mixed with, like, the carnival vibes, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna really, really bring it, man. Like,
you're getting me excited now, man. I've brought some Afro beats on stuff. I wish I prepared for that. I want to hear this stuff now.
But the thing is, I like to keep that one in a bag, because those tunes themselves, there's actually only a surplus amount of them. They're very, very rare and hard to come by because of the tempo mixed with the style, and usually the bass lines. And I'll explain to you off air so we don't bore people. But these particular genres are like, you just can't find them at that style or sound anymore. So as I've collected them over the years, and that's why I don't play it too often, because it can get rinsed out really fast. But when you do play it, it's special, you know what I'm saying? So
what sort of era are we talking about?
I'd say 2000, from 2008 to 2014, I'd say.
Sick.
That era of like tunes. So yeah, I've kind of gone and I found a whole old hard drive actually, and then I opened it up and I was like, no way. Like
that's when things are meant to happen.
Yeah. And then as I opened it up, and I was like, it was my mate's 30th at the time, so this was in lockdown, and I found these tunes and I was like, I'm doing a mix for you. And to this day, it's his favourite mix I've ever done. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's that genre that's like jam-packed. Do I wait?
Wait, brother. We've got 1 week, man. It's only next Wednesday.
Yeah. No, I'll wait. Anyway, I massively digressed. I got a bit gassed there, like I was in the zone. But yeah, so you've got Soul Sessions are doing bits. Where can people find Soul Sessions?
Soul Sessions Melb on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'd highly recommend definitely going to check out the YouTube channel as well. So we get snippets on Instagram. We get the full sets up on YouTube. So you can go in there, find a couple of sets from myself. I think we've got about 40 to 50 up now. So go on there, check it out. Whenever you're just chilling at home and you want to listen to some beats, there's some good artists in there, and we're only going to get better artists in there now. So
yeah, definitely. Listen, support this guy and support what they're doing as a squad, as a crew. Do you know what I mean? They're doing bits, and honestly, it's great to see local people doing just making moves and doing stuff when it comes to dreams, man. And I feel like I'm living through our own grime era. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I really do, bro. With what you're doing, knowing you, and then seeing what some of the other artists are coming up with, and the producers and what they're coming up with in this time, and they're all so early on, but they're all so great. There's a vibe. There's a.
The new guard is coming, bro.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like people are going to be talking about this in years to come when we're like, yo, I'm thinking about hanging up the headphones. I'm telling you, people will be talking about what we've done. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, the support in the community, the lack of ego is huge. It's huge. That's why you're standing there, bro, and that's why we still kept in contact. It may be loose, but it's still real, recognized real. You know what I mean? Oh. And just the genuine nature of yourself and your squad. And I've only met them once, but still, your vibe's a vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh, you said it yourself. Like, you're a geezer, man, and you're humble. You're a G. You're hardworking. You got a vision. You're consistent. You never give up, bro. Like that's what it takes, man. That's what we're gonna pull through. And a year from now, we're going to be looking back, back at the memories and loving it, but laughing at the same time. In 5 years, we're going to be pissing ourselves, having a great time,
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Thanks for your kind words. No, respect. Sound, bro. But yeah, a little birdie called Antones told me he went to a festival, recently, and it's the best place he's ever been to in his life. And I was like, yo, we have to talk about this. Because I was like, he told me a little bit. I was like, nah, we have to talk about this here. Right, talk about Pangea Festival?
Pangea Festival, yeah.
Talk about it. Tell us.
So, where do I start with this one? So, as I said to you before, Cape Town itself in South Africa is the most beautiful city in the world. So that's enough as it is, but let alone going 2 hours outside of Cape Town to Pangea Festival, 2 hours north, just in the middle of the wilderness, in between cliffs, and there was about 3 stages there. It was a 4-day event, and I don't know how many people, maybe 6,000-7,000 people there. Wow. But the artists were, and obviously I love festivals, I love going to see artists play, but being in Africa, there in South Africa, and just hearing all the best local talent and the most amazing beats, it was the most organic place in the world, and the music was just fire, the people were fire, the energy was fire, like the setting was ridiculous. I can't even explain to you what the setting was. The main stage was in between 2 canyons, there was a big lake in the middle, so everyone was just swimming around during the day.
Wow.
And then just getting out the pool, just buzzing to like frequency shifters. Tando, shout out, brother. So, and yeah, the music was, yeah, I had a buzz for like African sounds and Afro house and down tempo Afro sounds and stuff, but when I went there, I just felt it.
Yeah, I think when we all know, well, I hope we all get to experience a festival in our lives, but when you leave a festival, there's a part of that stays with you forever. There's you know what I mean? And I remember I saw your stories when you were over there, and then I remember messaging you, and I was like, yo, that looks fire, and you were like, you have no idea, like.
And bear in mind, I was there in the middle of the festival, like with no reception as well, and I was like, I need to tell this dude what was going on. Yeah,
bro, do you know what was mad? It was like, I was like, oh, I'd love to go one day, and you're like sort of like, now. I remember your response was like, what are you kind of waiting for? And it was like, there's a few things. I was trying to get a house and stuff like that, but but obviously you're private. Everyone's got private issues. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's got excuses. But you are fucking right, bro. You know what I mean? It's not rare. I try not to swear on here, but you are. That's how right you are. You know what I'm saying? That's how right you are. It's like, yeah, you've got all this stuff going on, but what is your actual excuse? Like, really, like, if you want to live, go and live. Your opportunities are there. You just need your eyes to be open. And it's moments like that where you sit back, you read that message, and you're like, wow, yeah, like,
oh, man.
what, do you know what I mean?
And you don't know as well, like, you know, a lot of people say a lot of things are class, but you know, when you message someone and when you see things and when you hear someone say that this will be the best thing you do in your entire life,
yeah,
like that's honestly, that was the best time of my life, that place, like, bro. Yeah. So like October every year, and the festival, I didn't get to meet any of the event organisers or anything, but hats off to you. That's the most amazing dynamic and environment I've ever seen in my life. It's so sick. Yeah, shout out to the artists. You guys are G's.
Sick. So that's Pangea Festival. It's spelled Pangea. Had to read that.
And on Instagram, it's Pangea Tribe. So go check it out.
Yeah, sick. Well, my partner's from South Africa, and she keeps telling me I need to go. And she says, like, she was like, you don't understand. And then seeing your reaction when you first told me, just your whole energy shifted. I was like, oh, maybe I do need to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I do.
So I was like, bro, your missus is from South Africa,
yeah,
especially Cape Town, and you haven't been yet. I was like, you need to get there, bro.
Yeah, I do. I think that's going to be, we're talking about putting a little like hit list together, like some big places, because I need to meet her family and that. So yeah, that's definitely. Whoop. So thanks for that little addition there, bro, because it's got me a little bit gassed for it. I'm here for it. So
you'll be playing there in 2 years, bro.
Yeah, bro. Do a little back to back. You know what I'm saying? Yo, vibes.
Talking dirty to me now, brother.
Yeah, so you talked a little bit there about the Afro influences from that festival. It's something you've taken home. You've unpacked it, and you're like, yo, I like this. You know what I mean? You've been in Africa, hearing African sounds, and I know that has to hit different. So where does it sit with you now in your genres, on your favorite sounds? Like, if you had to pick, let's say a top three of your favorite sounds at the moment, DJ wise, after leaving Pangea, because we can say what we liked our whole careers, but after leaving that festival, what's your top three that you're vibing with at the moment?
Right. So about Pangea, so Afro house and melodic house were my thing before that.
Okay, my bad.
No, but no, you're right. You're 100% right. So the Afro house I was listening to was, you know, general Afro house. You know, when I got there, I heard music that you see tonight, some stuff that you've got as well. I heard proper Afro beats. I never listened to Afro beats, and the drum patterns and the sounds and the congas and the way that's manipulated and combined with the melodic sounds and stuff like that. That was a combination of Afro beats and melodic house, not just Afro house. So that's when it all changed, and I heard these congas driving the track and all that, like a different kind of Afro house. So that for me is number one. That's the kind of music that I'm trying to produce at the moment. So that's my brand. Melodic house as well. I love what Taylor Russ and like Dame and stuff, what those guys are doing as well. I love a lot of the aspect of their music incorporated with the Afro and organic sounds as well. So like the breakdowns and the synths they use and the automation they use on their stuff. So melodic house, Afro house, and yeah, I love techno. Like just pure techno. Like I love that as well. So those are my things.
No, sick. There's techno. Techno's an interesting one for me because I like quality techno. You know what I mean? There's a lot of noise out there where people have just thrown a synth and a structure together, and it's like, okay, you just fallen into the basket of a million other tracks. But then there's like some EPs I've come across where I've been like, oh, there's one song, oh man, like when the synth kicks in, I'm like, whoa, like.
Techno's a weird one, eh? There's so many subcategories of techno, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad how, like, obviously, like, look, you've got those average people that'll be like, nah, techno's trash. I'll be like, look, no disrespect to those people, but you obviously don't know really what you're listening to, like. And some people will be like, with the arrogance, like, yeah, and their ego, and it's like, put your ego to one side and your arrogance on the side. Look into the musical element of it. Every genre has a gift. You know what I mean? Classical has its moments. Jazz. There's some jazz that I hate, but I love jazz. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's the same with techno. There's like a lot of techno that I think's trash, and there's a lot of techno that I like. You know what I mean? And it's those people need to really dive into it, look into those subgenres, start unpacking a little bit, because I'm telling you, you'll find a few things you'll be like, what, that's techno? What? You know what I mean? You're like, no way, that's sick. You know,
bro, when I play some techno, like, you know, there's some amazing German techno at like 125, 126, and people don't realize that that's techno as well. The techno sound and the techno genre, there's so many different categories, and people are like, oh wow, yeah, I do like techno. You know?
It's true. Like, honestly, that's the biggest thing I can say is like, put your ego to one side and just start digging in that techno box a little bit, because there's so many little gifts in there that you'll be very, very impressed. And Antones can vouch for that as well. You know what I mean? It's good, even though he's a little bit biased.
No, you don't want to put yourself in a box, bro. You want to listen to everything, man. And like you said, bro, like every genre can give you something. You can learn about music. You can enjoy one small part of, like you said, classical, like, you know, you just listen to the piano sounds. You can get something out of every genre, man.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. So, dream back-to-back. Who is it? Who's your dream back-to-back person? If you dead or alive, yeah? If it's too hard, we can do two, yeah? But who would be your dream back-to-back?
Well, first one doesn't need any thinking, and that's Dixon.
Yeah.
You know, Dixon, the German fella from Innervisions, like runs Innervisions. He's a don, man. That guy's crazy, bro. Some of the sets I've seen, like 6-hour sets from, you know, 109 to 1:30 at the end, and just takes you on like a 6-hour journey. And like sometimes those sets can go a bit off track, and they can lose you on the journey, because it's a real art doing stuff like that, you know. But his ones are just, saw him twice at pitch, and 6-hour sets back to back with Ame, and it's just tribal, it's jungle, and then it's just melodic, it's deep, it's techno. He brings you back. So, and he's a don. He's an absolute don. So
do you know what his socials are by any chance?
Yeah, Dixon, Dixon.
Yeah.
So you'll find him there.
Sick. Yeah.
He's a G.
Is there a number 2? Or we can leave it at 1 if you want.
I've actually got the honour of doing it with my number 2 tonight. So.
Oh God, no, I'm not pressure.
What about you?
Well, me, a dream back-to-back would probably be Toddler T. Toddler T would be like, he's such an inspiration to me. My sound, my style. When I was coming up, before I even realised what I wanted to do with like music and bring it to people, he was on One Extra. Like, he was mixing everything, and the maddest thing is he is like, I think he was the first person to show me no boxes. He's a tall, skinny white guy with like mad long hair, wearing Jamaica coloured t-shirts, making reggae, ragga, dancehall, making all this stuff, and it's like he doesn't fit into the box of that genre, but he's mad for it, you know what I mean? And he's mad good at it. So that when I saw that, I didn't even see the color. I saw the person, you know what I'm saying? I saw the art and the artist, which is what the algorithm's all about. I try not to see color. There's too much of that that's going on. And I think Toddler T was one of the first people to sort of show me that anything is possible as long as you respect the culture that it comes from, and you kind of lean into the art, and it's all about that sharing and giving back, and not just taking for you and being like, yeah, I can make dancehall, and you know, and you don't. It'd be inappropriate for me to make dancehall, I think, because I've never been to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Whereas he's in Jamaica recording interviews, getting knowledge, putting you on, doing all this stuff, and he's like, yo, I humble myself, teach me, innit? And I'm like, when I grew up listening to all of that, and then his DJ styles are wild. He's playing funky. He slow it down to like dancehall sort of stuff, and it was just a little bit of drum and bass. He's just put out a drum and bass tune. He's just all over the shop, and I just love that. He's just a weird mystical box of amazing music. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what's crazy, man? It's like I know Toddler T as well, so like not personally, obviously, but
I was gonna say, what?
Yeah, no, he's my boy, bro. Yeah, he's on Soul Sessions next week too. No, but I think the comparison with both of them is they're both like revolutionaries, and they're both like have built their own empire from a genre or a sound that was either not a thing, or doing what they were doing at the start wasn't a thing, and they've just built this empire of people to it gets to the point where people like you over here in Australia are talking about being the dream back to back, and looking at what he's done over his career is just one of the most inspiring things ever. And as a musician, like I always think about it with some of the like Dixon and him, and if we were back in the 1800s, like these lads would be composers of orchestras, but we're in this electronic world now, and they are just, you know, the Beethoven of what we're doing now, man. And that's how I see it anyway.
It's crazy because it's hard to stay in your own, be a pioneer in such a saturated market. It's quite hard to not be pulled into this little section or pulled into, I like that sort of thing. It's like there's a song by Rough Squad, Pied Piper, and it's one of the most famous grime tunes ever. And
a jam.
Yeah, and it's like Kano's regarded as like one of the best grimes and MCs ever. He's like easily, for me, he's probably number one. I'd say he's number one now. It was Wiley, but Wiley after he's been acting a bit mad, so like he's dropped down the ranks a little bit. But I'd say Kano takes over because he holds the way he holds himself for the next generation and stuff.
Until he killed Deshane.
Yeah. I didn't actually see that bit, but yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. It's fine. I kind of.
You're joking.
No. I guess that he done that anyway.
Oh, you're joking.
It's fine. No, because I listened to One Extra. They talk about it and they said like, oh, he's the top boy. He is the top boy now. So it's fine. It's all good. It's my own fault, bro. It's my own fault. But no, Kano says in an interview, he says that what his greatest grime tune ever was Pied Piper, and he makes a really good point that there's nothing like it even today. There's nothing like it with that sound and everything like that. And I thought about it, I was like, yeah, like that's mad. Like they're true pioneers, true trendsetters. They're in their own lane. That's respect. That's where I'm like, well, if I hear something, that's why I like these techno tunes. When they're completely different, they haven't got either the same structure or the same synths or the same sounds, I'm fucking here for it in every way possible. Like, I love that. I love people that dare to be different, not to fit into the mold of the genre just because this is how you're supposed to structure the tune. So, I agree with you 110%. I agree with you 110%. I think these artists are just incredible sort of inspirators to remind us that there is still art. You know what I mean? There's still art. It's not lost into AI and all this sort of stuff. The human element of.
There's no way that could take over. These people that we're talking about now, when you get into music like you are with producing as well, you learn, when you start learning to make chord progressions and like creating tracks and putting tracks together, when you learn that sort of stuff and you think of people like Dixon and Toddler T and these boys, mainly rappers to be honest, because like Tupac and that, the way that they revolutionized the sound through rhythms and, you know, like things that they were doing that were specific to their sound. Like we all know what a Tupac sound is, but we don't know the music theory that goes behind it. And when you learn that sort of stuff, it makes so much sense as to why we craved it and why, even if you didn't know it was Tupac rapping, from the track you could hear it because of how the words were coming out and the sounds and the syllables that he was using.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually, it's mad. That's why I think it's hard to find another one like him, because of that deeper than the surface is what he was able to do and do it effortlessly. You know what I mean?
And Dr. Dre as well.
Yeah, his production level is crazy. He's so diverse as well, and his quality.
Yeah. No man's making beats like that.
Nah, but do you know what's mad? When you break them down, it's so simple, and you're like, bruh, like, you literally just break down. Even the one with Snoop Dogg, where it's like 1, 2, 3 into the 4. That song, like it's just the keys, that, and you're like, so simple, but yo, that tune is hard.
Right. And there's just that hearing Snoop Dogg rap. And then just thinking of that little thing, he's like, that's it. And he's like, I'm using this sub bass, I'm using this kick.
Yeah.
And you know, man just knows.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it'd be a dream to get to that level, and we can just get paid to be in the studio. That's the dream. But yeah, bro, thank you so much for coming through for a little chat and a little catch up. We'll get into the back to back. But where can the people find you?
So Instagram, Antones Music Melbourne. Check me out there. I'm going to be uploading a lot of sets coming up, including some of this. I'll be uploading some of your sets as well.
I'll send you everything.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to seeing mine.
And if you want to hear some new Afro beats and some new Afro house, I'll be releasing some tracks on there soon. So I'll put the plug to my Soundcloud on there as well. You can check out a couple of my Soul Session sets on the link tree on the Instagram. So go check me out there and hit me up and say hello. And yeah,
he won't bite. Feel free, give him a follow, and feel free to send him a message. I'm sure he'd love to hear what you think of his tunes, his mixes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Community is everything. Community is absolutely everything. Without it, we're just barbarians. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what separates us from them. You know what I mean? Like the egos out there and the horrible, you know, when you meet someone, you're like, that was actually a horrible interaction. Like, that's what separates us, like normal people being like, hi, good to see you. For
me, it's the boys who just walk up in front of you and start talking about themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you don't even know my name, bro.
Oh, yeah. Cringes me. But anyway, we digress. Thank you so much for coming through, bro. You are locked into the Algorythm show on Data Transmission Radio with Antones.
Jeez.
Thank you, bro. And this is our mix back to back for 1 hour. Hold tight. Keep it locked.